We are from SIMD to present Healthy Children, Happy Children Pioneer Report. Okay, my name is Nur Ahmadina binti Ma'arif, so I present the introduction 5. Okay, for program overview, our title is Healthy Children, Happy Children. We conducted program to reduce the prevalence of overweight and obesity among upper primary school children. Our target group is primary school children, and our focus group is standard 4, 5, and 6 in SJKC Kuala Seremban Negeri Sembilan. And our place for intervention program is SJKC Kuala Seremban Negeri Sembilan. Our venue, meeting hall and badminton court, and the date of our intervention program is 13 April 2017, and the time is from 7 AM and our program ended at 1:20 PM. So I'll continue with rationale. Okay, according to WHO 2016, globally the prevalence of obesity has more than doubled since 1980, and more than 1.9 billion adults 18 years and older were overweight in 2014. The prevalence of obesity and overweight continued to rise by 47.1% of 4 children between 1980 and 2013. So according to Poh et al. 2013, the nutrition survey of Malaysian children, CNUTS Malaysia, found that 13.5% of children aged 7 to 12 years were overweight, while another 16.5% were obese. Okay, in Malaysia, the prevalence of overweight and obesity differs across ethnic groups. From Suwan Abdul and Lee 2011, 1.4% of children were overweight, while 23.4% of the children were obese in a Chinese primary school children in Kota Bharu, Kelantan. And another study by Wan and Lee 2012, it's for Malay in the Malay primary school in Kota Bharu, Kelantan, revealed that 13.1% of the children were overweight and obese. And from NHMS 2015, it stated that Chinese children had the highest prevalence of obesity, which is 13.0%, followed by Indian 12.6%, and lastly Malays 11.8%. Okay, so from fragment May Srinivasan, Branson and Dykes 2007 revealed that 70% of the obese children had at least one cardiovascular disease risk factor, and 39% had 2 or more factors. So the consequences of obesity include psychological stress, such as depression, behavioral problem, and issue in schools, according to Mustillo et al. 2015. So our program goal is to reduce the prevalence of overweight and obesity among upper primary school children in SJKC Kuala Seremban Negeri Sembilan. So I'll pass to my friends for next presentation. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Amal. My name is Nabila Nadira, and I will be presenting on objective and hypothesis. So for the process objective, before the intervention program, at least 7 volunteers from Nutrition and Community Health Program will be recruited and trained to help out the program. And then all the activities will be implemented on the intervention days as planned by the team members. And 90% of the target participants will attend our program. And at least 30 parents will attend our program during the intervention day. And then after the program, we will get at least 80% feedback with good rating from the participants. And then for the impact objectives, learning objectives, after the intervention program, at least 50% of the participants will increase their awareness score about risks and consequences of overweight and obesity, and will increase their score in Malaysian food guide pyramid and Malaysian healthy plate knowledge, and also in fruits and vegetable knowledge score, and then in physical activity knowledge score, and breakfast eating attitude score, and last but not least, at least 50% can demonstrate how to prepare food and vegetable skewers. And next, for the behavioral objective, after 3 months of intervention program, at least 50% of the participants will be able to practice healthy eating habits and active lifestyle. And for the environmental objectives, at least 50% of the participants will encourage their peers to practice healthy eating habits and active lifestyle after 3 months of the intervention program. And then for the outcome objective, after 1 year of the intervention program, number of participants who are overweight and obese, we hope to decrease by 30%. For the hypothesis, for the awareness, there was no significant difference in the mean awareness and score of risk and consequences of overweight and obesity before and after the intervention program. There was no significant difference in mean of Malaysian food guide pyramid and Malaysian healthy plate knowledge score and foods vegetables knowledge score and in mean of physical activity knowledge score before and after the intervention program. And for the attitude, there was no significant difference in the breakfast attitude score before and after the intervention program. So for the method and strategies, I'll pass to Farah Wahida. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you to Nabiha. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Novara Wahida. I will present about method and strategies. Okay, next. Okay, first is about sample and sampling. Our intervention program was conducted based on an experimental study, which is does not use the comparison and control group. And the setting is JKC Kuala Seremban. And our sample is 196 subjects. And the subject was based on inclusion criteria, which is from the standard 4, 5 and 6 students of JKC Kuala Seremban. And also involve the female and male student. And the participant must sign the informed consent. And for the inclusion criteria, we does not involve the teachers and does not involve the handicapped and disabled student. Okay, next about the next about intervention program. Our program was started around 7:45 AM to 1:30 PM. And they have two sections, which is first before recess and after recess. For before recess, the activity more to the awareness, assessment participant health status, and also setting goal. And for after recess, is activity more to knowledge, attitude, and building participant skill toward the healthy eating. And this is intervention plan, which is first component that we use intervention and awareness building. First activity, which is we share. The objective is about to educate the participant about the risk and the consequence of overweight and obesity. And the key message is I'm not afraid of being overweight and obesity. I eat healthy and exercise. And next component is personal assessment, which is know your body. The objective is to enable the participant to know their body weight status. And the key message is do not lose your weight but increase your height. And the third component, which is goal setting. Oh yeah, my goal setting, which is the objective is to educate participants on the how to use the BMI for each chart and also in function. And the second is about to increase their self-efficacy toward the setting goal. And the key message to prevent overweight and obesity and practice healthy lifestyle. Next, I will pass to Fazira.
Okay, thank you Farah Wahida. Next, I will proceed. My name is Fazira binti Roslan. Okay, for the fourth component, which is knowledge and skill building, and fifth component, opportunity to practice behavior, we have 4 activities, which is the first activity is my breakfast. The objective is to educate on importance of breakfast and the effects of skipping the breakfast. The next objective is to educate the participants on various types of simple breakfast. And for the key message for my breakfast is start your day in a healthy way. For our second activity is food guide challenge, which is the objective is to educate participants on how Malaysian food pyramid can implemented in Malaysian healthy plate. And the key message is balance, moderation and variety. And for the third activity is 1 to 3 let's move. The objective is to introduce the concept of physical activity pyramid to the participants and to educate the participants on how they can plan their daily physical activity. And the key message is move more, sit less. And for the last activity, 3 veggies, 2 fruits. The objective is to equip the participants with the knowledge in required portion of food intake daily and to increase the knowledge of the participants on benefit of food with the key message of eat 3 portion of fruits every day. And for our overall intervention plan, we use mostly 2 intervention strategies, which is health conversion strategies and health education strategies. And for the method and instrument, for the process objective, for the instrument is activity checklist, which is activity checklist, registration form, process checklist and feedback form. And for the impact objective, we use self-administration questionnaire and observational checklist. And for the behavioral and environmental objective, we use observational checklist as our instrument. Next, I will proceed to Fatia.
Thank you, Faz. I'm Siti Fatia and I will continue on the next slide on statistical analysis. We use IBM SPSS 21 to analyze the result, and the significant level was used 0.05 for data interpretation. There are 2 variables which are univariate and also bivariate. For univariate, we analyze frequency and percentage for categorical variable, and mean and standard deviation for continuous variable. And for bivariate variable, we use PET sample test. Next, on management of resource, for personnel, 11 members we use 11 members from mirror team, which is team B, and 6 members as a volunteer. For this, we conduct our activity we conduct our program at SJKC Kuala Seremban, and activity will carry out at meeting hall and also badminton court. As for opening and closing ceremony, it was carried out at the school hall. For curriculum and instructional, during the program we use most of educational material like brochure, pamphlet, and also model of Malaysia Food Pyramid and Healthy Plate were from Ministry of Health, but other material were made by committee members. For financial and sponsorship, we get monetary support from NSM, Maso, Mysehat, and also Big Sun company as for printing material. The total income was 1,600 ringgit. And last one, for equipment and supply, most of the equipment was provided by the school. And for Tanita, weighing scale, also Seka body meter were acquired from our department. And beside that, other suppliers like Manila Card, Celtep, and also others suppliers for educational material we were bought by members. Next, I'll pass to Anika.
Hi, I'm Nurul Anika, and now I will explain on the result of the process objective. Okay, for the process objective, the first one is for the intervention program. At least 10 volunteers from the course of nutrition and community health will be recruited and trained to help out the intervention program. Okay, for the volunteer recruitment, we were able to recruit and train 17 volunteers from the year and for year of nutrition and community health course. So the process objective to recruit at least 10 volunteers were achieved. So the next one is all the activities will be implemented on the intervention day as planned by the team members. For the result, we have implemented all the activities that we planned, so the process objective was also achieved. And the third one is at least 90% of the target participants will attend our program during the intervention day. So for the result, you can see 196 were present, which is 98.5% attend the program, where only 3 students were absent. So the process objective for at least 90% of the target population was also achieved. Okay. Next is at least 30 parents will attend our program during the intervention day. So for the result, we estimated at least 30 parents to attend our program. However, only 9 parents attended our program, so our process objective was not achieved. And last, for the process objective is after the program, we will receive at least 80% feedback with good rating from the participants regarding the problem. So for the result, you can see we only received 65.2% of good rating from the participants, where the process objective for this also is not achieved. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, hi, good morning. My name is Ong Li Ting. So now I will present the evaluation of impact objective. Okay, so for the first activity we can share, this one is to increase the awareness among the participants. So the null hypothesis was there was no significant difference in mean awareness score of risk and consequences of overweight and obesity before and after the intervention program, and the p-value was less than 0.05. So this null hypothesis is rejected, and it shows that there is a significant difference for the mean awareness score. Next. Okay, so our awareness objective was after the intervention program, at least 50% of the participants will increase their awareness score about the risks and consequences of overweight and obesity. So from the data we got, 55.3% of the students increased their awareness score. So our objective was achieved. And according to Harvey, Stott, and Swan 2000, drama in education program can increase students' awareness level. Next. Okay, so for the My Breakfast booth, we got 0.025 for a p-value. So it means that our null hypothesis is rejected. So it shows that we have a statistically significant improvement in breakfast attitude. Okay. So, however, we did not achieve our attitude objective because only 39% of the students increased their breakfast attitude instead of 50%. So this result can be spotted by one of the study reported that breakfast was the most frequently missed meal among Malaysian students by Moy, Ken, and City 2006. And the third booth is Food Guide Challenge. For this activity, we got a p-value of less than 0.05. So it means that our null hypothesis is also rejected. So it shows that we have a statistically significant improvement in Malaysian food pyramid and Malaysian healthy plate knowledge among the students. And for the knowledge objective, after the intervention program, at least 50% of the participants will increase their Malaysian food guide pyramid and Malaysian healthy plate knowledge score. So as you can see, there are 51% of the students actually increase their score. So that means our knowledge objective was achieved. Okay, so next I'll pass to my friend.
Hi, my name is Lim Kang Chin, so I'll present on the next one. So for the activity 1, 2, 3, let's move. So the null hypothesis is there was no significant difference in the mean physical activity knowledge score before and after the intervention program. So after analyzing the data, we got a p-value of 0.000, which means it is less than 0.05. So the null hypothesis is rejected. So we can see a significant difference in the mean physical activity knowledge score from the 5.13 to 7.20. For the objective, we aim to have at least 50% of the participants to increase their physical activity knowledge score. So we got 63.2% with increased physical activity knowledge score, so it's more than 50%, so we achieve our objective. And according to the Sharif Ishaq, Chin, Muhammad Nasser, and Dalila, interactive physical activity game can help to increase physical activity knowledge of participants. Alright, so for the activities 3 veggie, 2 fruits. So the null hypothesis is there is no significant difference in knowledge score of fruits and vegetables before and after the intervention program. So after analyzing the data, we get a p-value of 0.001 and is less than 0.05. So null hypothesis is rejected, and there is a significant difference in knowledge score of fruits and vegetables before and after the intervention program. Okay, so the objective for this 3 veggie and 2 fruits is at least 50% of the participants will increase their fruits and vegetable knowledge score after the intervention program. So we got a 60% increase in of participants increase their fruits and vegetable knowledge score. So we achieve our knowledge. Then the objective was achieved. Okay, so this is the skill objective for the fruits and vegetable booth. So the objective is during the fruits and vegetable skewers preparation session, at least 50% of the students can demonstrate how to prepare fruits and vegetable skewers. So we can see that 100% of the students are able to prepare the fruits and vegetable skewers, so the objective is achieved. Okay, so now I'll pass to my friend Farah to continue the presentation.
Thank you, Casey. So I'm going to talk about the limitations that we have during the program. It's about the challenges that we face. One of them are language barrier, because as we know, this is a vernacular Chinese school. So we had a problem. At first, we had a problem of recruiting volunteers, because we need to have a lot of volunteers that can speak Mandarin very well. But then we overcame it with strategically putting our volunteers into groups and giving them tasks that can be carried out by those who can and cannot speak Mandarin. Then the next is that we don't have control group. This is considered as a limitation, because that we can't compare the success rate of our program. So why don't we have a control group in the school itself? Is because we want to avoid contamination of information, because it can happen because they have recess time for both upper and lower primary school students. So that if we have a control group, it would definitely defeat the purpose of having intervention group, because they will have the same recess together and it would create contamination. And then the validity of the questionnaire is that we create our own questionnaire to evaluate their knowledge and awareness, also their skills. So it is not validated internationally. So that is one of the limitations, the validity of the questionnaire. And then a large number of participants. This comes under limitation because we have a very small, can be considered as very small number of volunteers, as well as time constraint. And when we have a large number of participants, we can't really focus on increasing their knowledge and all of that to be focused on a certain group, but we just have to carry it out the way that it is, and that is considered as a limitation as well. So the conclusion and recommendation from process objective, can we say that we achieved the objective from volunteer recruitment, process checklist and attendance of the participants, but we failed to achieve the objectives when it comes to attendance of the parents, as well as getting good rating for program feedback. For learning objective, there were increase in awareness, knowledge, skill and attitude level on food pyramid and healthy plate, fruit and vegetables, physical activity and breakfast, basically all the activities that we carried out. And we are able to achieve all of that except for the objective for breakfast attitude. And for behavior, include it because due to time constraint. And overall, that we can say that the program is considered a success, and because it managed to give an impact to participants' awareness, knowledge, attitude, and skill to reduce the prevalence of overt and obesity, like we already presented just now. So, for the recommendations, this is basically what we can improve for our program in the future. So, we thought that it would be great if we can reduce the number of students in one group. So maybe we can recruit more volunteers. Comprehensive training should be conducted among the team members and volunteers before implementing the program. Comprehensive training, it should include all time management and as well as a very intense training for our program. And next is the duration of the implementation of intervention program should be long enough. Yes, exactly. Because we are restricted to a certain time schedule that the children are supposed to go to school and supposed to go back to their homes. So if we have a much longer time, we can conduct Q&A sessions so that they can understand more what any of the confusions that they have and all that. And then before implementing the program, you must survey the suitable place. I think we have done that, but the thing is that the place that we picked, I think, is not that suitable because of the sound system and all that. So maybe we can survey much more, and then we can implement each of the activity in the classroom or in small hall. This can be done as well because we don't have any distractions if we do it in a much smaller space. And prepare some water for participants during the program, as well as the facilitators may use microphones. This comes in handy when we conduct the activities in a large space because of distractions and all. So